Welcome survivors, I'm GP and ARK's 7th anniversary celebrations continue. Today we'll be talking a bit about June the 12th and whether this truly will be ARK's biggest day and whether ARK 2 will implement a bigger crossplay than we've seen before. Survivors, please support me by liking, subscribing and sharing this around with your tribe mates. I just wanted to say a massive quick thank you to everyone that has subscribed to me recently and to those that have given me shoutouts, including Raz Clark, CJ the Cheese DJ, J Plays Games and Loaded Crisis. I'd imagine most of you already know them, but if you don't then please make sure you check these guys out. Links in the description below. I can't thank you enough for the support you've all shown. So, crossplay. Not been a big topic of discussion so far for ARK 2. We all know there's crossplay with ARK 1 currently between Windows 10 and Xbox and then Epic and Steam. But could ARK 2 see something bigger than this? This thought came to my mind when a survivor in the community, Skyjack, commented on my previous video saying, imagine if ARK went cross-platform, would be so lit. Studio Wildcard CEO Doug Kennedy replied simply with, imagine, and a smiley face. Now this is no big revelation, but ask yourself, is this a little hint dropped by Doug that they do have bigger crossplay plans for ARK 2, or is it simply a tease or a friendly response? As I say, this could be completely innocent, it could be a case of reading too much into it, but it did make me wonder about the subject. What do you guys think about the potential of bigger crossplay functionality for ARK 2? Let me know if this is something you would welcome, or would you prefer to keep the level of crossplay as it currently is with ARK 1? I would say personally my biggest concern if they did implement wider crossplay across the platform is the timeliness around updates, which would all have to be synchronized to drop at the same time. Something that ARK hasn't necessarily been hot on in the past. But Studio Wildcard have learnt a lot over the last 7 years, whether you want to believe it or not. Some of the community may not think so, but I personally have seen them grow in many positive ways, so I do still keep hope that we'll see growth with ARK 2 in various ways. So June the 12th has been a big topic of discussion in recent days, with much speculation that ARK 2 will be mentioned during the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. Although this hasn't been 100% confirmed, there have been many signs that point to this, such as the CEO of Wildcard stating there is a lot of ARK news coming in the next 2 weeks. The fact that ARK 2 will be an Xbox launch exclusive, and that Fjordur is dropping on June the 12th, which oddly enough is a Sunday. Now I think that last bit alone is enough to put the dots together. But what are we truly going to be seeing at the Xbox Showcase? If ARK 2 does appear, it is likely to be extremely brief as the game showcase is only 90 minutes long. This gives any title literally a few minutes, which is pretty much enough time for a trailer. So I'm starting to rethink whether this day in particular will be ARK's biggest. I'm personally hoping that Wildcard have bigger plans for their news reveals, starting off with the game showcase on June the 12th and then using that as a platform to start revealing more, possibly through their community crunches. Don't forget, Doug Kennedy stated that they'll be announcing their PC plans for ARK 2 in the month of June. This suggests to me it may be outside of the Xbox and Bethesda event unless they do show a new trailer indicating the release platforms, but it is possible there will be further events or news releases in June beyond the game showcase. Now I had hoped we'd see some indication in the latest community crunch, which I'm sure a lot of other people were as well, however this was sadly not the case. Now I've seen people react to this with claims that ARK 2 isn't going to be appearing at the game showcase or the Summer Games Fest event just because there was no mention of it. Well, I wouldn't take this silence as a sign that they won't appear. It is quite often that titles are not revealed before such events, and from my understanding there's been no full schedule released yet for the Xbox and Bethesda event. But it is good to set your expectations a little bit lower to reduce any possible disappointment, which I think a lot of people within the ARK community are familiar with. My personal prediction is they will appear on the Xbox Games Showcase because that's the day Fjordur also drops, and I suspect there will be a new cinematic trailer revealing Q1 2023 as a release schedule, along with the indications of Xbox, Windows 10 and Steam being the platforms it will release on. Because let's not forget, Chris aka Kudakoros from Wildcard did say there will be no more trailers for events as they focus on ARK 2. This was back in April, so it's very possible they've come up with a new trailer ready for June 12th. I don't think there will be a specific release date given yet, just a time frame. I could be completely wrong, but we only have 8 days to wait, and thankfully the showcase in the UK is at 6 PM on Sunday evening, which is fantastic. Now, I did put out a couple of polls in the YouTube and Twitter community to see what is more important for survivors, release date or gameplay. Okay, yes, so there were only 69 votes.
Nice.
There are way more survivors in the ARK community. But this dip sample does show gameplay is generally more favoured over release date information, which is understandable based on ARK's release history. But don't forget, June the 12th is still a huge day for ARK, with Fjordur finally dropping on all platforms, not including Switch. I for one can't wait to try out the Mjolnir. Now, I've probably just mutilated the pronunciation of that, so I do apologise. But this is not just a skin, it is a functional skin. It actually has powers, and I can't wait to check it out. This is also a massive day for Nekatus, the developer of Fjordur. I just want to say a massive congratulations on a map well made. The community managers did a great job of making sure all the relevant details for the DLC drop were included in the community crunch, including the estimated patch sizes and the map details for unofficial hosts, and once again showcasing all the new creatures. That's not all though, survivors. ARK is celebrating Pride Month. Just look at that unicorn. Imagine if the Horn had colour regions like that in game. That would be something. Also, the 7th anniversary celebrations continue with an in-game event with boosted rates and colours through to Monday 6th of June. Once again, survivors, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share with your tribe mates, and I'll see you next time.